You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. Let me dial it back before we move forward, because you all aren't able, obviously, to work on field right now. Day one of spring to the final day of spring. If I asked you on that final day of spring, what was the biggest standout and difference from day one, what would you say?
I think really the whole room got a lot of stuff accomplished this spring. I was really excited for how they all worked, the attitude they took every single day. I thought our command and leadership, when you first go out and you're installing a new offense, everybody has a lot of questions, and they're worrying about their assignments. I thought you started to see some of our personality come out near the end of spring and be able to take charge. And I thought that was really taking that next step. That was important, and I think that's been important this offseason too, throughout the summer leading into August.
I mean, Joe, you are here, by the way, to announce who the starting quarterback is going to be for us and our audience, right? We're getting that exclusive today? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it won't be. It will not be me, Matt. I will not be the starter.
You know what? It's not going to be me either. We can scratch those two off the list. What are you guys doing now at this point of the summer?
Yeah, so they're involved with Coach Flint downstairs in the weight room and outside, just getting a lot of stuff done. Then certainly does allow us to do a few more things than they did before, but a lot of it's led by Jake and his guys. I think Jake does an unbelievable job of just building a foundation, and really through a lot of different data and things that he tracks. He and his team, they do an unbelievable job of that, making sure that our guys have a similar. I think all their preparation try to carry over to practice and what practice is like and what type of load that has on our guys, so that they're prepared when those August days come.
What are you doing?
Well, June has become a busy month.
Yeah.
For college football, in recruiting and camps and everything else. We just got done with that into a dead period now. So just getting some things prepared in terms of, just getting things prepared for August and for the season, because once that comes, it's full speed. And then having a little downtime with the family. Good.
I think we all need that, certainly during the month of June, and then we can in July. You mentioned recruiting and the dead period just ending, and there's a giant, obviously, conversation about quarterbacks, and we know Arch Manning just committed to Texas. I know you can't speak specifically about prospects, but I am curious, especially because of this year where you all go and get Jayden Daniels out of the portal, and we all know, Joe, half the quarterbacks in the SEC may be transfers this year. Do you feel like it's still essential to sign a quarterback in every class?
I think really every year as a program, you got to sit down and as a group and evaluate your roster and decide what's best. I think there's probably a lot less structured year-to-year rules than maybe we had in the past that you followed. It's a lot more in terms of evaluating constantly what your roster looks like and what additions you need to make. I think roster management and being able to adjust and adapt is really the new key to college football, just with all the rule changes and everything that's going on in today's world. So I think that's the biggest thing. I don't know that there's a cookie-cutter approach at this point.
Is it harder to manage a roster now?
Well, luckily, I'm just the quarterback coach, man, so all I got to worry about that. Right?
I understand.
I let the smart guys like Coach Kelly, they get to handle that. But, I do think, just with the new things that are new things are out there in college football, and it's obviously managing rosters is definitely unique compared to what it was maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Let's talk about your quarterbacks. I want to do a word association, and sometimes this is corny, but sometimes you get good answers from it. I'm going to name your quarterbacks and just tell me the first thing that pops in your mind. I'll just go with seniority. So Miles Brennan.
Consistent.
Jayden Daniels.
Poised.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Passionate.
Walker Howard.
Exciting.
Is there anybody else I left off that we should know about?
I think right now, that obviously those 4 guys are the focus.
Yeah.
And you see just the foundation, I think, that all those guys laid this spring and how much better they got. And just their consistent improvement throughout the spring, and really learning and understanding all the depth of the offense that we have. I think that was the biggest thing, and I was really proud of the way they worked and did that, because I think that put themselves in position, each one of them individually, to continue to improve through this sort of little off season here we have for the summer as we head into August, which is going to be a critical time for us as a team, but obviously us as the quarterback room.
Joe Sloan is our guest, LSU's quarterbacks coach. I did want to ask about Jayden Daniels, because this is something that is LSU fans experience with Joe Burrow, a transfer coming in. I'm not putting that expectation. Please don't misunderstand. I'm just curious, from your perspective, coaching a quarterback. You're new to all of these guys, but not only are you new to all of these guys, but for him, he's brand new to all of this. So what has that transition been like for him, showing up? I mean, like a couple of weeks before spring ball and then just having to sprint through it? What's it been like for him?
No, I definitely think. I think the timing of it, as you just pointed out, he had to hit the ground running, and I think he was able to lean back on his experience from his time in Arizona State, and Jayden definitely could do that. I think he's really smart. He's calm and collected, so he was able to really adjust and hop in, and like I said, lean on some of the different things that he's done in the past, and learn quickly. So I think he did a nice job of that, and I think as a lot of, not just myself, but a lot of you guys got an opportunity to see this year with Coach Kelly opening up a lot of different practices, that Jayden really was able to, for a guy who only had a couple weeks, like you said, leading into spring, I think he was able to come in, take the offense, and learn it quickly, and be able to put some of his skill set to use out there.
We also got to see Miles Brennan jet down to the Manning Passing Academy this past weekend. Did you get to go, by the way?
Yeah, sadly, we're not allowed. Yeah,
okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I wish. What a great experience. You talked to him about it, and just some of the different guys he gets to be around, and it's just a unique experience in college football, I think, for those guys. So that was cool for Miles.
Joe, what is the rule there? Why aren't the coaches allowed to go and at least to observe or participate?
Well, just in terms of our camps have to be on our campus, or another collegiate institution, and sponsored by that. So that's kind of the new Division I rules. The rules have changed. I'd say they've slightly altered here and there over the last maybe 15 years, and currently that's where we're at with those right now.
Yeah. Before you go, the rest of the summer. I mean, you mentioned it's a great time right now in the dead period, some family time. What is the next 4 weeks like for you all, internally? I know some coaches will start scouting opponents, and some will start looking at game film. What is the next month like for you all with respect to work?
No, I think you hit that right there, Matt. In terms of, there's going to be some gathering of information, about our opponents, and then also just preparing in terms of every one of our positions, plus offensively and as a team, and preparing to make sure that whatever group that you're in charge of, like for me, example, I speak on the quarterbacks, is that we're prepared to teach the offense to our quarterbacks in August to the best possible way that we can, and that's preparing those different materials to do that. I think that's the biggest thing, and then making sure that we understand the opponents that we're getting ready to face here in the beginning, especially the beginning half of the season, where we can make sure we incorporate some of those different little unique things that we need to know going into the first half of August. I think that's the biggest thing. But listen, this whole game's about teaching and preparing yourself to teach the best way, so that our guys can go understand what we're asking them to do, and then go execute it.
Now, you're an East Carolina guy. Were you watching the Super Regional?
I was.
I'm sorry.
I thought they had
that exhale sucked so bad.
I thought they had it.
Oh man!
I was having dinner. I was having dinner in Hawthorne, and watching as they gave up the 7-2 lead. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I hate it. They have a really good baseball program, prideful baseball program, and I know those fans, Coach Godwin, everybody was hoping to get over the hump and get to Omaha, but I know they'll bounce back. But yeah, it seemed like it was really close when it was 7-2.
I'm so sorry to just jab a knife in your heart. I didn't know that you were gonna have that kind of emotional but Cliff was here. Obviously, yeah, I'm sure you know that he was here on the 09 staff before he went to Central Florida and then to East Carolina. So a lot of people here still kind of pull for him as well.
Yeah, he's done an unbelievable job up there. He really has. He's really, always a proud program, but I think he really embodies what he's all about. So he's done a great job.
He is Joe Sloan, LSU quarterbacks coach, getting a little R&R and well-deserved right now before the grind begins at the end of July and into August. Coach, we appreciate it. Thanks so much for making a few minutes for us.
Matt, thanks so much. The guys are working hard. They're getting ready to go. Can't wait for the fall.
I think that's a ditto from everybody listening. We appreciate it. We'll catch up down the line.
All right.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.